It is Booker and Stryker. It is Alt 98.7. It is LA's new alternative. We got a guest, Stryker.
Bishop Briggs is here on a very, very exciting day.
Okay, we just did microphone tests, and I didn't encounter me screaming, so let me just scream, but I'll be far away. Woo!
Your mic is fine. How are you?
I'm very good.
You look radiant and happy.
Do I?
You do indeed.
Okay, see, I love that I'm coming across that way. That
You are.
that makes
Definitely.
me really,
but
really
you have
happy.
always come across that way, whether it's on stage or if we just see you on Instagram or if you're just taking a picture. But I have a question about this gentleman, Booker.
You're going to go with a question for me?
No, it's about Booker. You saw him the other night at the forum?
Yes.
And Billie Eilish.
Okay. He told me that he was, and he probably doesn't want me to say this, was extremely awkward around you
Indeed.
because of the news you gave him?
Do you recall the actual moment we spoke?
Well, I recall the whole thing.
You do? Okay, so
Yeah,
you recall my weirdness.
Well, okay. I'm not going to say you were weird.
I was weird.
No, you weren't.
Dude, weird.
You weren't. You just heard, like, sort of big news.
Right.
And then you were like, are you excited for this release? And instead of me saying, yes, of course, I said, well, honestly, it's very emotional. And he was like, emotional at the song or the release? I was like, well, have you heard this song? You know. And then he was just like, oh, I'm going to get to it. So are you saying, so I feel as though I messed it up.
No.
Because you asked a very simple question, are you excited for the release? And I should have said, absolutely, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
But it turns out there was another looming release that there was going on as well. And I'll let you tell everyone what that is.
A looming release of Little Baby.
Yes, she's pregnant. So
Yes.
she omits this from the weirdness in the whole conversation, so I will blame her a little bit.
She told you she was...
She did this number.
I was wearing, I wore an open shirt.
Okay,
it was like-
didn't look.
Oh, didn't
I
look.
didn't.
Okay,
Okay, so we took
okay.
a picture, and this is what she says. She goes, "Well, I don't look pregnant at all." Now I'm
No,
in the
I
awkward-
didn't.
Yes, so Stryker,
I said to you, I wonder if I look pregnant in that. Because then that would be the reveal. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I look
Right.
pregnant in that.
So I don't know any of this, Stryker. So now
Okay,
I'm in the
fair enough.
I'm in the
You went
awkward
pale.
position
Yes.
of. Now listen, as a
He
dude.
thought it was a weight. I mean, I felt as though
No,
you were-
it wasn't. I didn't think
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
I was in the awkward position of, now do I look down? Because she just brought up how she looks in a picture. Is she being serious? So I'm thrown for a complete loop. And I realized, I was like, I have to get out of here. And I ran straight to the bar.
That is so funny. Wait, can
That's
you
what
believe
happened.
that you're talking about the end of the conversation and I thought you were talking about the beginning? Like, I felt as though I already messed things up with the beginning when you're just like, oh, are you excited for the release? And you're talking about the end. This is a mess. You know, this would have never happened if you were there.
Yes, Stryker.
No, I would have been...
He would have put it all
hopefully could have helped it out a
together
little bit.
and said, Booker's weird, and let's just all be cool and hang out.
Oh my god.
Let's get to some musical questions.
Let's do it.
Okay, great.
When an artist puts out music, for those that are such fans of that person, we celebrate like crazy, and the artist does too, because you've gone through this journey to write and produce, and it's out of your hands. Here you are releasing a song that means so much and is so emotional. Do you feel celebratory today?
Ooh, today, yes.
You do?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, honestly, I mean, it is a mix of, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but when I do see your face, Stryker, it brings me a lot of joy.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. It brings me a lot of joy.
thank you.
Mine not so much.
Yours does, but we have more history.
Now it will for
Yeah,
the
we
rest
have
of
a lot of-
the rest
We
of our
have
relationship.
history.
We will laugh about this, but it's awkward
Oh
today
my
as
God,
well.
No, it's not. It's not at all. I'm just saying that brings me a lot of joy, like being here. Yesterday was an emotional roller coaster.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think I think the best way to describe it is yesterday really felt like graduation, where you feel as though you're sort of looking around at the people that have got you to this point and that you're working really hard with, and you've put in all this time and energy, and it's here, and it's really emotional. And then today sort of felt like the after party a little bit, where I could be like, okay, these are all my cards. Because I'm not a fan of keeping secrets. They sort of eat me alive. Even
Yeah.
if it's like a cute secret, like little baby, you know? But to not share that. So today it felt like, okay, here are all my cards. Here's everything that's happened. And now we can be present in this moment.
And the song is called High Water.
Yes.
Of course. The
Yes.
video is moving. Was that
Oh,
8 hours of that? Or was that
no.
you only had an hour and you to get it done? What was that like getting the video done? It's so good. If you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was truly a one-take situation where
Yeah.
I couldn't, even when we were getting ready to walk out to film this, I turned to Sam, who you guys have all met today and have met before, but I turned to Sam and I was like, I don't want to do this. I just felt so disoriented. I didn't even understand why was there a song that existed like this? Like it really took me back in my grief. And by the way, I wasn't even like that far ahead of it. But you know, it's such a cycle, but I really didn't know how I was going to do this. But the most authentic way to do it was just to go out into the desert and to sing. You know, and there's no instructions. It's just, and then whatever we get, that's what we use, because I can't make this a curated thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it really is just, and by the way, if I was in sort of non-COVID land, maybe there would be a video of me just performing it.
Yeah.
And that would be the first time, you know, that we would all experience it together. So to not have that and to sort of pivot, it was like, okay, then this is just going to be the one take. And I cried in Sam's arms, and we all cried, and it was a really small group of people that were there. And
it sounds somewhat cathartic almost, where, you know, you shared something the worst possible thing in the world, a loss of a sibling, of someone in your family.
Yeah. Right.
And for me, I made the grave mistake of watching you do this first. I wish I would have listened to it first, because I wasn't prepared for how emotional I was going to be, because I was like, this is a real story. I mean, I just got chills thinking about the video.
I mean, I have chills
because it's
right
a
now.
real story. And would you recommend someone watch the video first or listen to the song? I know that's an odd question, but...
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, I think to really... I hope that the emotion comes across when you listen to the track, of course. But I think to grasp the imperfection of it, I think watching the video is really a part of the messiness of the journey. And that was something, by the way, you know, there's definitely a part of my brain that is really, you know, quite a perfectionist. And so I didn't want to have that with this. And so one of the conversations I had with Sam was like, what if I mess up? I mean, I feel so overwhelmed. And I mean, I wrote all these lyrics, but what if they don't come to me? What if, you know? And Sam was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Yeah. Well, you captured the emotion.
You can use this, and it can just be for you, or it comes out. So
looking at it the first time, when it's finished, was it even harder than actually doing it a little bit?
Oh, that's a great question. It was doing it, I think, because I felt so disoriented, because it just really meant that this was real. It was sort of like recording it.
Okay.
Recording it, just, I've never cried like that while recording. Like, during the recording and looking at the person that was recording me, his name is Zach, he's incredible. And his entire face is soaking wet. I mean, we're both just like, what do we do with this information? And so I feel like this is a terrible way of answering your question, but I'm just saying, overall, every which way has felt very emotional. But the first time seeing it, oh God, you guys.
Yeah.
First time watching it back, I mean.
I barely know you, and it tore me up. And I can't imagine what it was like for you. I can't understand how you got such a great vocal performance while singing it in the studio.
I know the answer, because she's Bishop Briggs.
You're probably
and she
right.
has one of the most powerful
without question
voices that we have come across easily in the last 15 years.
Sure.
If you listen to White Flag, Champion, River, the 2 new songs that were released today, you are a creative and powerful force. Sometimes your voice is a 10 out of 10 just standing there on stage before you get to the next song. And that's one of the reasons, not just the content, but it's because she's so powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Underrated. Let's use that word.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that
You
word.
have such a beautiful voice. I mean, they could sit you next to Adele or Beyonce, and people would be like, why doesn't the whole world know yet? But we know. It's our little secret. And
Exactly.
we're going to play the music so we've shared our secret.
I have a creative question, if that's okay.
Yes, of course.
Getting the
Thank
song.
you for saying that just really fast. Thank you for saying that. I want that to be the first line of my bio. We could put her in between Adele and Beyonce and she'd be fine. She'd be fine.
Oh, good. Fine.
Oh, gosh. Okay, but sorry.
To get the song to where you feel comfortable for the world to hear, not just the content, but the melody and everything. Who was with you in the studio? Any co-writers? Who was behind the, give us some of the folks there.
Great question. Okay. So it was my first and last Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom session.
Okay, yes.
And it was with one of my best friends, Christine, who you guys know as K-Flay.
K-Flay, she's on my shirt right here.
Right?
Yes, love K-Flay.
I do too. And I've been working with this producer named Scott Chasik. And we were actually writing, there was this guitar line that we were writing for another song. And it was in the place that I wish I was in. I mean, it's really taking like the high road, and it's really understanding grief fully and moving forward and finding strength. And I heard this guitar lick, which is actually the intro of High Water. And I said, can I just sing you guys something really fast? And I just... a lot of these lyrics were just in my phone in the process of in hospital land with my sister afterwards, and I hated these lyrics. I hated seeing them. I hated what they represented, but they were just there. And so when I heard this guitar lick, it was just then it came out, and I really owe so much to having one of my best friends there, because it gave me the freedom to just sing the entire song. And I was singing it just in falsetto. I had no idea that that's how I would sound singing it full voice. So those takes that you're hearing on the record were the first takes. And
Wow.
I truly have,
First
you guys,
takes.
I've never sounded like that. And I don't think I ever will, because I think I was truly in such a state of devastation so I really owe a lot to having that support in that room of them being like, okay, making little tweaks, but really just allowing me to be free and just free form the song and go from there. But thank you for asking.
Yeah, of course.
You will perform soon, even at Coachella.
Yes.
So
Is it
it's like a week away.
Yeah. But is it a daunting thought to know that you're going to put this song that's so emotional and what it's about into a rotation and sing it night after night? Is there something to that you have to process?
Yes. Do I think it is terrible for my mental health?
Okay,
Yes.
that's...
But let me explain. So that's why Art of Survival exists. So Art of Survival is the song that came out with High Water. And that one, crazily wrote with Benji Madden from Good Charlotte.
Right. Yes.
Our
Yes.
boy. We love
Yes.
that guy.
Me too.
Good
and
dudes.
He has been a huge part of my sister and I and our lives, and his family really came through and was really supportive. We actually stayed in my whole family. I guess this is sort of a weird
That's okay.
bit of information, but we actually stayed in. My whole family got to stay in his wife's home while Kate was going through the process. So that meant the world.
What a generous guy for
And by the
him
way-
to do that, and his wife as well.
Yes, and by the way, the wife that we're talking about, Cameron
Cameron
Diaz.
Diaz, yeah.
Okay, so most beautiful home ever, and I can't tell you how much that meant to my sister, who loves being in the garden. She's a little hippie child,
Right.
and got to see the birds every day, and I'm just beyond grateful. So we met up, and I actually told him, oh, I'm going to the studio next week, and he said, is this your way of inviting me to write with you? Okay, by the way, I was like, first of all, never even thought you would say yes.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't, that was not my way. I was just informing you
Yeah.
that I felt inspired by the Beatles documentary. And
When the Uber shows up, that's where I'm going.
Right. And he was supposed to come for one day, and he stayed for 7. And
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
And that first day was Art of Survival. And it was like, okay, cool, this could be something.
Oh man.
So he really understood Kate's strength and how she really wants me to live.
Yeah.
And so I think that having that energy, so my hope is, with performing both of these songs, High Water is truly very authentic to what I'm struggling with each day. And Art of Survival is where I'm aiming to be. I know that that's the healthier place where I'm taking what I can from this and then using my platform to talk about organizations like the Dear Jack Foundation, and which is an incredible foundation, by the way. But yeah, so taking what I can from each song.
Couple more things before we let you go. Coachella is 1 week away. You're a Friday performer. So
That's
are you going to be
noise.
bouncing around like how you normally do up there? You are? And sweat coming off your forehead and the whole thing? Okay, Oh my God!
Go.
Oh my God, Bishop
I
Briggs!
can't
We got the
wait.
full dance.
Wow.
for radio people.
I can't wait.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm so excited.
Good.
I mean,
good.
I'm nervous in, like the human way, of course.
Yes.
But no, from what has happened so far, I feel like Little Baby enjoys performing with me. I have given far too many rehearsals just because I love performing so much. And by the way, I wanted to make sure I was fit enough, by the way, for the show, because I knew I'd want to continue jumping around. But guess what?
What?
Babies
Yes?
are soothed by your singing voice. It soothes them, helps them go to sleep.
Yeah, if you
And-
were my mom, I would like to hear your voice too. I gotta be honest.
And well, I mean, it's kind of intense. It's not like sweet lullabies. But also the jumping. Again, baby is fast asleep, chilling in the womb, having a great time. So
When you were at my house doing the podcast
Yes.
and you let everybody know you were engaged,
yes.
you can punch me if it's. Wait, when's the baby due? Is that a real? Can I ask?
Yes.
Okay.
So baby is due in July.
July.
So when I proposed to Landon, I
Yes,
didn't know.
Landon from Sir Sly.
Okay.
Yes. In that moment, I did not even. I did not know that I was pregnant in that moment. So I proposed to him, just being like, "You're awesome. This is so great. I'd love to have a life with you." And if I always understood, especially with family things and fertility, sometimes it's not up to us. So I just was looking at him and I was like, I feel really, I hope that that's in the cards for us, but if it's not, I understand. I'm going to take the path whichever way it's sort of destined to be. But yeah, so when I proposed to him, I had a little baby inside, which was, so when I saw you, by
Yes.
the way, and it's a tough one because I have had a miscarriage before. So there's a time frame where you're like, okay. And so that was part of waiting so long, was just, okay, you go from being very pregnant to not at all.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure there was enough time. And even now, by the way, today, I'm like, wow, okay, this is out there.
It's official.
It's official.
It's official, which she told me at the bar.
Yes.
I found it weird that she was smoking, though. It was very
my
slow.
God.
I made up that
Oh,
part.
for goodness sake.
It got very heavy, this interview. I needed to get some levity in here.
Art of
Oh,
Survival, High Water are the two new songs. She is the great, talented, smart, strong, our friend, Bishop Briggs. We will see her at Coachella for 2 weekends. Thank you for joining Booker and I on Alt 98.7.
You're the best.
You are the best.
There you go. Bishop Briggs, everybody.
Yes.